Welcome
Yeah,
to
welcome,
the Talking Shit
motherfuckers.
Podcast.
I was waiting for the timer to start. I was waiting for the timer to start. Like, come on, timer. Come on, timer.
No, it was up for like 20 seconds. Awkward silence. Let's keep it in. So, lead us off there, Evil.
Yeah. So, welcome to Talking Shit Podcast, episode 43. You see the title. What's keeping men and women single in 2022? So, I think that it's a very interesting topic. It's stuff that I'm normally the one that covers on this platform. Captain Paul prefers to be a blue pill simp and talk about how upset he is that Donald Trump got raided for stealing documents from the National Archive.
Where's this sidebar? What the fuck? Suck my... Yo, what the... That's for the low T show, which we're just showing right now. It's a bunch of low testosterone.
Yo, son, to be honest with you, man, this is really, really funny, right? We had a bunch of low T white guys at Citi Field last night in the poor seats, and they were chanting as loud as they could every single time Brandon Nimmo came to the plate. Let's go, Brandon. Everybody turns up and look at these broke, sad white motherfuckers, and we're like, your life sucks. Like, you go to a baseball game and you're talking about Brandon. Like
Yeah.
your life sucks.
Yeah,
Anyway, so
you
normally,
can't enjoy a sport. Can't enjoy a sport.
just watch the fucking game. What the fuck, right? Anyway, so normally I'm the one that talks about a lot of the issues that face men, and also we get into some of the stuff that face women, because it's only fair to talk about the things that women are going through, at least from a male's perspective. Obviously, we can't really talk too much about what women go through because we're not women, right? And we're also, a lot of people say to a lot of guys in the manosphere, hey, why don't you talk about, what men are messing up with? Well, that's because we're not interested in men. Our frustration is not with men, beyond the fact that sometimes men make our time dealing with women more difficult when they do simpish behavior, or they do criminal behavior, violent behavior, violation like behavior. So when Captain Paul hits me up today and he's like, we need to record or do a show because I just saw some shit. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. We got to go live with this one. So tell me, or tell the audience really, what was it that kind of drew your attention to this subject today? Yeah.
I mean, listen, so I'm a part of a group on Facebook I actually found through you called Mature Conversations About Relationships.
Now, that's just the name. That's just the name. That's just the title for the group.
That isn't exactly what... That doesn't what happened.
It's like rhinos, right? It's like rhinos, right? Or dinos. Right?
Yeah, it's just like, my thing is that I saw a ton of fucking... I've seen a lot of stuff on there that's just straight up goofy, right? Just complete goofiness. It's hilarious. When it kind of comes down to it, it makes me question the mental health of our society further and further. But there was one post that kind of stuck out to me, and it's like, man, like, this is why men and women are single. Because it's like, all I see is either very, very pro-women posts where all the women like, yes, slay, or like very pro-women like... like piss in his shampoo bottle, beat him. Like, there's some women in there, like some crazy shit. And
I heard one dude say on Kendra G's dating show, he's like, if you're a woman that says yes, no. And she's like, why? All black women say that. Well,
but like, there's also some pro men posts where it's like a little bit like, get in the kitchen or you're getting the fist, like, type stuff, like vibe and energy. So I mean, like,
You
quite
said,
frankly,
get in the kitchen or get the fist. Is that what you just said?
yeah, bro, catch these hands.
Rated E for everyone.
But like, I think when it kind of comes down to it, I don't know if it's just very extreme outliers I'm seeing, but I'm like, the lack of communication and the lack of understanding of the other sex. I'm like, man, this is why all y'all motherfuckers single and bitter. I mean, this is why y'all single. And I think this would be a great conversation, not just to have about roasting that group, but kind of going into a little bit of
issue.
Like the actual issue within itself of like why people are generally single and why people stay that way. And before we get into that, you want to kind of go that I kind of want to have a little fun with that Facebook post I showed you.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
All right, so I'm gonna add this right here. I'm gonna read this.
So I'm gonna read this for everyone. Please keep me anonymous. Okay. I'm on BLK and Facebook dating because I know my man supposed to find me, but I work, go to school, and take care of my son. So we're talking about a single mother here. Mm-hmm. So unless he's at the grocery store or the light, I must have missed him. I own a Peloton and a treadmill, so I really don't go to the gym. Now, she didn't say I used the Peloton and the treadmill. She says she owns one, so she's supposed to become fit by osmosis. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So I don't really go to the gym, and my son goes to karate, but most of those men take it. I'm sorry. Background about me. Federal employee. Now, here's the funny thing, right? Shout out to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels. Who did he always say was the largest employer of women in the United States? The federal government and retail. Yep. Okay. Federal employee makes 6 figures. Single family owner? I guess that's a house. It's supposed to be a homeowner. It has to be. Okay.
I mean, I hope they're not owning a family, but keep going.
No, she definitely doesn't own a family because she can't find a man. Divorce, 1 child, no ex drama. Just trying to find her person and be happy. She is the stereotypical woman to call Kevin Samuels and wonder why she can't find a man. And then he'll show her and show her her history, show her her current behavior and how that impacts her future. And then she'll ask the same dumbass question again. Okay. We make plans to go bowling Saturday, but Friday night, my stomach is killing me. Something said, check Facebook. This man got a whole wife. Not a part of a wife, 100% of a wife. I confront him with the SS and he calls me telling me that that's not what it is. And if I want to think that, we can't change my mind. I hang up on him and he called me back asking, can we meet? I asked for what? He said, never mind. What am I doing wrong? I'm either meeting men who just want something casual, aka just want to smash, or they in love with me but insecure because I make decent money and got my ish together for the most part. What do I need to do? Should I give up on dating? Okay, let's break this down.
I mean, this
my fucking God. From the fucking top. Scroll to the top, my nigga. Scroll to the top.
Oh my God.
Scroll to the top.
I'm scrolling.
So we're gonna break this down, okay? Okay. Number 1, you're on the fucking internet.
Yeah.
Okay? You're gonna find the weirdest of the weird because all the guys that you want are already taken. They're not on the internet searching for women. If a guy is on the internet searching for women, there's a good chance that either he's a simp or he's a Locario. Like, you're not going to find a well-to-do, balanced man that has all of his shit together who's looking for a woman on the internet. Because the women in meat space, the women on meat space are in his face. If he's over 6 foot tall, is packing below, has, also when I say packing below, I'm talking about, the 6-pack abs and then below, right? and you know, he's got the 6-figure salary and all of that. He's got every woman in his orbit vying for his attention. He's not on the internet looking for a single mother. He's just not doing that.
I see. I mean, I'll disagree on this, man. Like, I think with the dating and the new age and shit like that, you can find people online. You can find people that are well-to-do and then just shit. Like, for example, someone like in my industry, there ain't no females in my industry, right? So, unless you bag and pipe down, you know, you got to be looking through other means to meet women. But but
you didn't hear what I said. I said the men that women want. I'm talking about the first choice. The guys in your industry are what is known as blue collar, and we're going to get into the denigration of the blue collar worker in a minute. But we do live in an environment that says if you're not a white collar worker, if you do not wear a suit to work, then even if you do make 6 figures, the women still don't want you because you're not sophisticated and you're not well traveled and you're not this guy that I saw on 50 Shades of Red. And shut the fuck up.
No, which is crazy because, like, 6-figure earner, and it's like that is wild. You're right though. There are a lot of women out there that don't understand. Like, oh my god, he's a sailor, and then like he must make nothing. I'm like, nah, I make more than you.
Must power up eating cans of spinach.
You're stupid, but I mean, listen, man. Like, there's just really, I hate to be blunt. When you're single mother, man, like, your options go down. I'm just sorry. Like, there's so much involved with that, right? Because it's not just like you and having like a relationship with a woman. Now you got a kid in the mix, and it's like, yo, like, I mean, listen, I like you call me daddy in the.
Now let's go item by item because we're gonna break this shit down. Let's go item by item. Let's start with the fucking internet, okay? You know, let's just be real clear about this. The guys that women want are not cruising the internet because they're struggling to find women. If he's over 6 feet tall, which is what the majority of women want, but that is a minority of men. You already know this, but about 12% of men are 6 feet tall or taller. So we haven't even gotten into what kind of shape he's in. We're not talking about his ability to protect. We haven't even talk about his ability to provide. And then we didn't account for the men that might be average in his pants, because all these women are requiring 6 feet. 6 feet. Yeah, if they could require 6 feet, if they're requiring the 6-inch dick, right? And that's above average for the world. That's average for like sub-Saharan Africa. But for the rest of the world, it's slightly below 5 inches. Inches is the average, right? So you want the tiny percentage of men at 6 feet tall, and then you're going to keep slicing away at the meat because the portion sizes get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until you reach 0.0001% of men, and all of you. Do you think that the guys that women want need to meet a single mother on Facebook dating? No, they don't. They don't.
Listen, the internet is a very difficult place in a lot of ways to kind of meet people, right? Because I think,
I met you.
I mean, yeah, but we ain't gay. So first off, secondly,
you said to meet people.
Yeah, I know. I'm playing with you. But, like, I think when it kind of comes down, it's just a difficult place because you're going to have people that string things along. That's why I have a rule on the internet generally. Like, well, with dating, it's like we talk for about a week and we don't meet. I'm off. You know what I mean? Just done. I'm not going to keep wasting my time. That was a rule I have for the longest time because it's a mindless fucking game of just back and forth.
Wait. Before we go any further, we have to make sure that people understand the difference between us and other men that are speaking on the subject. And what is that major difference? Because we talk about, just kind of tell the audience what your relationship status is.
I'm going to be getting married in April of this upcoming April.
And how long have you been with this lady?
3 years.
Okay. All right. So
what
this
about
is
yourself?
A person that is a well-to-do provider, protector, male, who's been with a woman for a long time and is going to be, I think you already have a wedding date set, correct?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
My relationship credentials are a little bit more extensive. Those that know us on the TSP platform, Mrs. Evil and I have been together over 16 years. Mm-hmm. And the second lady, we just celebrated our 10th anniversary together. So I've got more over the last 16 years, over 26 years of relationship experience that is current, that is successful, that is happy, that is efficient and sufficient. So when I speak on these topics, I know what I'm talking about. These aren't two, incels who are, gonna, hop off the air and then grab the tissue and the lotion.
Yeah. No,
okay? We're not those guys. So, we just want to make it very clear, from the perspective of people who are not single. Of course, I still dabble in the dating market, especially in the online dating market, and we'll get into that. We actually know what we're talking about. Okay. So he says, so she says, I know my man's supposed to find me, but I work, go to school, and take care of my son. That is a statement that contradicts itself.
Isn't that just
if your man is supposed to find you and you're doing all this other shit, how the fuck is he supposed to find you?
I think that statement is more of like a justification of why she's single, right? Because nobody's going to take the point that, like, okay, I have flaws I need to work on for me to be in a happy relationship, right? Because I think even someone with, like, that's a single mother, you can find happiness, but you also have to work on yourself and make a relation. It's like a relationship's work, right? But it shouldn't feel like an absolute entrapment. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be enjoyable. And I think this is someone that is like, oh, well, it's not me, it's never me. Just from the tone of this, it's like, I don't know. At least that's what I'm getting off. It's like she just seems like one of these women that isn't able to look in the mirror and, like, self-reflect and, like, okay, maybe I'm a little bit, this or that. Instead, like, oh, I'm perfect. He was a shitty man. He was terrible. Just, I don't know. That's the tone I'm getting of this post.
Yeah, so, let's just take the statement. Mm-hmm. Because I know my man is supposed to find me, but I work, go to school, and take care of my son. That's why the Godfather constantly say, buy a dog and die alone. This woman didn't mention what her age is, right? But you can tell that she's well over the age of 30. Because she, most people don't reach their financial stride until well past 30. Yeah. And if she's already making six figures, has already purchased a home, has already been through, has already been married and wrecked her own home, because we already know that the vast majority of women, and even a higher percentage of black women, are the ones filing for divorce. These are the women that are ending their relationships. Okay, so when you look and you say, hey, I own a Peloton. See, remember, everything is supposed to just happen. I made a profile on the internet. I go to work, I go to school, I take care of my son. I send my son to actually get fit. I bought fitness machines. I don't use them. Okay. I'm just trying to find my person to be happy. That means that I'm engaging in mouth pleasure. So she's overeating, right? Hanging your strong, independent woman purse on your Peloton will not make you fit. You're not going to become fit as a result of spending part of your six figures on a machine that must be used to be effective. And again, she creates, the profile. She doesn't make herself available. And even if she did, ma'am, you've already broken one home. You've already done that. A child has come from it, and it's a boy. Oh my God, he's going to be feminine as fuck. He's going to be acting emotional as fuck. Because if you're saying that you don't have any X drama, then what you're telling me is that the boy's father is not in the picture, and that boy does not have the kind of mentorship that is really necessary for him to be successful, which is why you are sending him to karate.
I mean, listen, now we're just taking leaps of like I'm just saying we're just taking leaps of like logic, faith. Like that's what has happened. You never know. Maybe they just have a decent relationship where the father's around, but there's no drama. There's just no romance there.
That is not likely. That is not. That is possible.
I'm just saying.
Probable.
I mean, I'm just saying. Let's deal with the conjecture. Like we're just kind of.
I'm dealing with what is most likely to be.
I mean.
Okay, and again, as a person that sits outside the black community, which is why I love that you're the one that brought this shit up, I am actually deciphering the code for you because I pay attention to this shit all day long when I'm looking for content to base ideas on and to react to, because we're going to be doing a lot of reactions. I'm telling you, you're going to see it almost carbon copies of the same situation.
I mean, okay. So like, I'll just say this, but I'll let you finish.
Yeah.
But like,
what are you, Kanye West now?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish. When it kind of comes down to it, though, I guess maybe that's language I'm not necessarily used to. I mean, that aside, and I'll just say this: men don't give a fuck what women make. I don't know why. I guess for her own.
Highlight the big six figures, please. Highlight that because and the thing is now a white man with red hair and no soul is telling you the same fucking shit that black men have been telling you for years and years and years. Kevin Samuels told you that. MTR keeps telling you that. O'Shea Duke Jackson keeps telling you that. All of these guys in the manosphere keep telling you that. Here's a guy that is not in the manosphere, and what the fuck? Can you say that one more time? Say that one more time.
Men don't give a fuck what women make. We don't. Like, legitimately.
Your girl makes decent money, right?
Yeah, she's a teacher. She does all right. Like, but like,
how much do you give a fuck?
I mean, none. Like that, I just don't care. I've even told her, and I'm not gonna go into her own stuff. But like, there was a previous job she was super unhappy with. I told her, quit. I said I would rather you be like happy, and then we could find something. If you take a pay cut, whatever. Mind you, she made more money. But like for a man, I just don't care what they make. I don't, because it's not the role of the woman to provide. Right, and I have nothing against women that do their own thing or whatever, make money, but understand, in the dating atmosphere, men don't give a shit. I mean, like, you have to bring to the table what men want in a woman. It's like, and money's really not it.
But you know what it is? And again, that's why I keep trying to tell you, this is straight from the Kevin Samuels playbook. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is why I'm able to add this conjecture and actually be more than 50% accurate in what I'm saying. Because this is the thing. Background about me. She doesn't talk about her height, weight. She doesn't talk about her femininity. She doesn't talk about how caring and nurturing she is. The very first fucking thing that she says, which if you look on any nutrition label and you look at the ingredients, right? Mm-hmm. The first ingredient is what?
Calories.
No, the first ingredient. The first ingredient on any label is the ingredient that has the most by weight or mass.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So she's letting you know. She's leading off with all the things that women care about, not men. And again, we have this problem in the black community where we want to continue to keep telling black men, this is what you should be attracted to. This is what you should choose me for. And the black men are like, nope, I'm going to choose you for the reasons that I want to choose you. And you working for the federal government is not making my penis stiff. Okay? Your six-figure salary is not making, some baby batter start to dribble, from out of my urethra.
Yeah.
No, that is not how you're going to get me hot and bothered.
No. I mean, it's just, it's not what guys look for. And as for, I'll be honest with you, everything she listed was kind of a deterrent besides the no X drama, right? Like federal employees, some people can look down on that. Make six figures, men don't care. Single family owner, like I guess single family house owner, so like you're kind of, I don't know why you'd even put that. Divorce, that's a red flag.
Because she wants to compete with the man, that's why.
I mean, it's just weird.
Say anything. She didn't say anything about her domestic skills. She didn't say anything about her femininity. She hasn't said anything about her personality. She's just another fucking worker bee, buzzing around the United States. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally all I kind of see there. There's nothing really of substance that would be like, oh man, that's making me really hot down below. So I don't know, man. It's foolishness. And
you get what I'm saying? So
no, I get what you're saying. I just don't like to make leaps and like conclusions like that without the actual evidence provided in front of me. But no, I get what you're saying. If if this is something you kind of come across a lot, this is the language they use to kind of make it.
Yeah. And the thing is, you're 100% correct. All the excuses in the world why it's not her. And again, I always, my soul disagrees with Kevin Samuels on this point. But for the matter of actual practicality, he's spot on. Just trying to find her person and be happy. That is not what committed relationships are supposed to be. That's not the primary objective of a relationship. You want to make sure that you are executing your primary objectives in a relationship while doing so in a happy environment. But if your goal is to be happy, you already lost. But here's one thing that I kind of forgot, right? And another thing. This is the thing that men hate. Men hate this shit. Okay? She meets a guy on the internet, exchanges numbers, had a conversation. Thursday, I went to meet up. He met me there, bought my drinks, bought some of the girls I was with drinks. You bringing other women to a meetup with a man. And you're wondering why you can't find a man.
Yeah, that's crazy. I overlooked that. You're right. That's wild. Yeah, you brought some of the girls I was with drinks.
So here's the thing, right? Like, men are already expected to come out of pocket right off the bat, right? So he goes there, and then you ambush him with several other women, some of the girls. So she was there with a pack of single women, like a pack of hyenas. Okay.
Oh.
And this is right out of the single black woman playbook. They were there to keep her single. So a man is already supposed to come out of pocket and pay for your drinks and pay for your food and your transportation and blah, blah, blah. He shows up and you ambush him with several other women. Oh, and now he's got to come out of pocket and pay for them too. Like he's got zero chance to fuck any of them, but he's got to pay for them.
So I have to say this, right? Just from a breakdown standpoint, right? Isn't that just bad? That's just that's just bad to do in the first place, right? Because let's say he sees one of your friends and he thinks they're more attractive. Like, isn't that I just feel like statistically speaking, play the averages. Like that just I don't know, that doesn't make sense to me unless you're all miserable. But
it's also a fucking siren and red flags flapping in the breeze.
I mean, but some men don't pick up on, and we'll go on into that. But he didn't care because he was just trying to smash. Why? Because she finds out later he has an entire wife and family, right? He wasn't going to make her his one and only. She probably had a fat ass and some C to D cup titties and was like, I'm going to suck on them things, I'm going to bust a nut, and I'm going to be out. That was really what his main objective was, right? Like I'm looking to find my person and be happy. No, that's not the way life works. It just doesn't. Doesn't that website have a notorious reputation for that, though?
BLK? I've never even heard of that shit until I saw this shit.
I mean, I thought it had a reputation about that, but it's when it kind of comes down to it, man, I think people go into these dating websites with the wrong attack philosophy. They just wrong.
Well, she approached life with the wrong philosophy, which is why she's divorced. She broke her home. She has exercise equipment she doesn't use. She doesn't go to the gym. She's trying to steal other women's men. Because like she said, when she takes her kid to karate, well, who do you think those men are there with? They're there with their kids. Who do you think they made those kids with? Their wives.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking for a man there, but, all of them are taken. Yeah, like you're not trying to take them.
Nope, you're not wrong. I think that
But you fail at taking them because they don't need somebody that makes six figures with the federal government. They need somebody who's going to mother their fucking kids.
So what I'll call bullshit on though is the Friday night my stomach was killing me and something said check Facebook. She definitely had an inkling before that this dude was probably in a relationship with someone, right?
Or she's the type of person to keep going after the same type of guy over and over and over and over and over again.
I mean, I just think like kind of breaking this down and kind of wrapping it up, like quite frankly, from my standpoint, is like, she says I hung up on him and he asked to call back and blah 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 blah, and then he said, you know, she asked what for, and he said never mind, and then she asked like, what am I doing wrong? I'm either meeting men who just want something casual, aka just want to smash, or they quote unquote in love with me. Now, like I don't understand the in love with me and about the insecure I make money.
I'll tell you what it is.
It makes no sense.
Because it makes sense in their twisted minds, which is why they're unsuccessful. When they say they in love with me but insecure, then that really means is that they think that she's a 304. They want to try to mold her like a fucking simp into a housewife, but she doesn't want to submit. So she calls them insecure. Oh, they're in love with me. No, they actually want you to display the qualities of a wife, and it's not looking like you're going to do that.
Yeah, I just see a lot of. I mean, this is the type of person, unless they actually kind of really look inward, is just going to be single, or if they'll just turn a lesbian, either or. I just like.
Let me ask you a question. If your woman made six figures starting next week, how insecure would you become?
I wouldn't really care.
The look on your face says it all, man. One of my ladies already makes six figures. Don't care. Don't care.
It's like whatever. And to be realistic, and this is a whole different conversation. The way how wages are, a lot of people, you do need usually a partner to make money in the relationship to at least help out.
Well,
right?
I do want to say one thing about this six figure thing though, and this is really the big thing, because when you look at Mrs. Evil and you see her, what kind of masculine spirit do you get from her when she's on the show?
Not much, really. I'm trying to think. I don't really view her as masculine, really, in any type of way.
So the thing is that, and this is a problem mainly with black women and some white women. When they talk about making six figures, right? They focus on the nominal dollar amount as the source of the issue, or the where they butt heads. What they don't understand is the six figures is not the problem. It's the attitude that comes with it once they reach the six-figure mark, because they look at it as something that they can compare themselves to a man for. Like, oh, I made six figures. I'm now as valuable as you are. Okay, if you were a man and we were in a bar measuring dicks, then that would be appropriate. Right. But if you're talking about, we are supposed to be talking about creating a cooperative unit to, I don't know, create another generation of human beings with, you going at me doesn't really work. So no. in my home, my lady makes a fair bit more than I do. I'm not gonna disclose exactly how much I make, but she makes a little bit more than I do. And but the thing is that when we look each other in the face, it does not affect the dynamic between the two of us, right? Like when we go outside, she knows that when the bullets come, I'm the one being turned into Swiss cheese. Right? Like I'm the one that's gonna go out there and make sure that she's protected. When we go out, I like to take care of as many of the things that I can as possible. And we don't have this thing where she's looking to see, she's not keeping a scorecard of all the things that she did and all the things that I did. Right? So the 6 figures, ladies, I gotta press this point home. Your money is not the issue. Your attitude that blows up, your ego, your head that expands, like a fucking balloon. That's the problem. The 6 figures, most guys will look at that and say, hey, if you're going to contribute to the household, so fucking be it. Thumbs up. The world keeps on spinning. But it's not going to make or break him either way. He's going to find a way. It's your fucking attitude when you go and you reach the $100,000 mark or the $10,000 a month mark, which makes you unattractive to men. The money, we could not give a fuck.
Yeah. I mean, like, but it kind of just comes down to it. Like, when you give off masculine energy, I mean, to a regular man that, does this thing like a true man, it's just going to turn us off. I mean, like, when you're kind of going in there, like you said, comparing contests and what we earn, I mean, that doesn't really do anything for us. It's just like annoying. I mean, like, what a woman I want is like, are you nurturing? Are you caring? Are you somebody that I can feel like can raise a family with together, right? Whether or not you're going to actually have kids with each other is a whole different conversation. But if you have feminine traits that you can build a really healthy relationship with, that's far more important to me than anything you make number-wise. I mean, I could give a fuck. Like, if you made $1 million per year and you straight acted like a fucking man the whole relationship, I'd have no interest. If you made nothing and you were like, a very good, girlfriend, very good wife, had a lot of like caring, nurturing traits, that's far more important to me because that's what I want to come home to. You know what I mean? I don't feel like dealing in such a toxic situation. And I feel like, I'll be honest with you, there's like so many red flags within this post of like lack of self-accountability, lack of like self-reflection. She'll be one of these people that, unless she changes and goes to therapy, will be single for the rest of her life.
Yep. And the thing is, women, you must understand this. Competition is a natural language spoken among men. If I wanted to talk about how much money I made and I wanted to go at Captain Paul about it, we would have a fun conversation about our earnings and earning potential. Okay? Because that is a natural language spoken among men. But when you as a woman wants to start speaking a competitive language with a man, you're now as attractive to a heterosexual man as another man would be. Not
Facts.
At all.
Absolutely. That's actually the perfect way to put it. I mean, so, you just went from potential to being a homie.
Like, have you noticed this? Noticed this? This trend of women calling guys that they're supposed to be seeing, calling them bro.
Oh, that's just weird, man. That's so weird, bro.
I just tried to picture either one of my women.
Yo, bro, like,
bro,
like she while you're like pounding her out and the climax, bro.
No, like, no. I got you. I'm gonna pull up this meme.
Yeah, that's wild. Fucking yeah, that's
no.
fucking
I'm gonna
wild.
pull up. I'm gonna pull up this this meme, right? Okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
Watch this, man. I did a Google search on the bruh meme. Okay, like imagine, right? You pipe her down, man. She gets to the end, and then she starts looking like that, bruh.
Yo, I'm done. I'm finished. I'm done with you, bro. Absolutely ridiculous. Yo, nah, man. Like, why? Why, man? Like, what? Like, what? I mean, that would kill any type of mood, right? Like, am I crazy? Like, if your girl literally like, bruh, like, nah, I'm good. Like, bruh, I'm out. Like, what the fuck? I mean, that's the crazy thing, and it's
Put
like
that
it's
page
weird.
Back up.
Oh man, I took it down.
Yeah. Put it back up because I'm gonna explain some more because we said, why are men and women single, right? And, you know, the thing is, this woman is having this problem. This woman is having a problem that a lot of women in modern times, especially Black women, are having in modern times. And I'm going to show you something, because I did not read the comments, but the comments are going to give you a lot of insight into exactly why these women end up in the situations that they're in. Excuse me.
Give me a second.
So this woman followed the feminist, the Black feminist playbook of being super masculine, putting her career first, putting her education first, you know, making children, breaking up her home, and then going to the internet for dating advice. And I put advice in quotations for a reason. When Captain pulls that page back up, you know,
scrolling down.
You're going to see another reason why. So I talked a little bit about this principle when she revealed that she went to a meetup or a first date with a man and brought several other heifers with her. And of course, you know, they're not willing to put out. I mean, they are willing to put out, but they're willing to put out their hand to receive stuff from this man. Please buy me drinks, buy me food, give to me, give to me, give to me. So when she puts out, and there's another reason why a lot of men choose to stay single. When we're talking about putting out, this is what women put out now. This is what women are putting out today.
So let's scroll down.
So let's scroll down and look at some of these comments. Let's view more comments, okay?
Yep, clicking. It would fucking load. There we go.
Okay, so there's a woman here that says, I see a lot talking bad about dating apps as if you can't encounter these same folks from the apps in person. Lying, cheating, deceiving, and living double lives didn't start with the internet and dating apps. Many have met great partners online. Many have met horrible partners online. Well, this is going to be one of the very few mature responses that you're going to see. And she's technically right. But it also goes back to what I said at the outset. The men that these women want, once they have already aged out of their prime in the dating market, those guys are no longer available to you. You're going to get the best of what's left. That's it. This Lamb Daniel guy says,
"Ooh,
don't
simping.
give up. Oh, just stand still. He will come. Don't settle." Don't settle, because you're only getting older and less attractive.
I mean, like to me, this is wild. I could get this dude's intention. Your income will not matter, and he will be an open book like I was when my now wife, who at the time was made more than me, she said, "Don't let that get in the way. We have something special." So I did, and 8 months later, while she was pegging me, we married, and this month we are celebrating our 5th year together. 2 years ago, while she was diagnosed with cancer, I mean, prayers, with me being the one who found the lump and persisted that she have it checked out.
That sounds pretty masculine on her end. That's normally what women have to do for men when they don't want to go to the hospital.
Since we've been married, there's been challenges, but never about money. My income has increased to the same amount. I'm grateful to God for allowing me to be in her life and blah. Yeah, okay. So like,
he's a fucking simp.
I mean,
how many times did I beg you to go to the hospital when you fractured your fucking hip?
I mean, yeah.
Steffi Morris says, "You ain't doing nothing wrong. This is the current state of dating, unfortunately. They tell us to choose better when most of the choices are bad."
No. You are making her single. You are making her lonely.
That is the second part that I was talking about. Single women keeping other women single. You ain't doing nothing wrong. You're masculine as fuck. You're overweight, and you're coming with someone else's kid, but you're doing nothing wrong.
No, it's just like, you know, like
You're showing up to dates with 5 or 6 of your best single hyena friends.
Yep. It's just wild. Like,
But you're not doing anything wrong.
How can you say that, right? That she's doing nothing wrong, when obviously when you're divorced, you're single at over the age of 30, or at least I'd hope so with all that stuff going on. There's obviously something that's not kicking the can right for you. Like, there's something that's not firing right. And, like, to have this, you ain't doing, like, shut the fuck up. Like, I just, it's like one of those things that, are we just not willing to take?
Can we look at all the likes and loves on this post?
Oh, my, I bet it's all probably a bunch of Lamb Daniel, like, alt accounts.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, yeah, that's all women.
Most of them women. Most of them women. And this is what's keeping you single, ladies. All of this external validation that you search for on the internet. Click the 3 replies. Click the 3 replies.
Oh, no. Let's see.
Always on. Look! We're supposed to be natural lie detectors, like you don't lie. Background checkers, have spotless intuition, know all the red flags, and they could just show up. Well, how many good guys are in your friend zone that you say was boring? Can we talk about this?
Let's have that conversation, right? Because like this lady says, always on women to choose better, never on the homies to be better. Homie can't win for women can't.
She's calling them homies.
Yeah, like listen. Let's just call it how it is, bro.
The guys that are better, you don't want them because they're boring. And you can't complain to your girlfriends about, how toxic your relationship is and how great the makeup sex is. I mean, that's your fucking problem.
The problem is, though, with some of these women, right? And I've had some women in my life very close to me, some friends, even some family that were in extremely bad relationships with absolute scumbag human beings, right? Some scumbag guys. And those guys should be fucking put underneath the jail, in my opinion, put a bullet in the back of their head. I get that. But let's also not fucking throw out the window. There's a million red flags, and most of the time they just choose to stay in that relationship. Oh, you know what? Maybe this week I won't get beat. Like, it's just like, come on. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I get so infuriated because they're trying to make it like all these men, it's like either we're fucking beneath them or we're just, nothing to them. Or, there's no good men out there. We're either all beaters or we all have erectile dysfunction.
I'm going to solve that. I'm going to solve that for you right now.
Crazy.
Okay. Remember that 80 to 85% of men are completely invisible to women. So when women say, oh, the men need to be better, what they're saying is the top 10 to 15% of men need to be better. But you know what happens when people have leverage? They don't have to or need to be better because they've got the fucking leverage. All of those nice guys that you bum free food from, that you go on dates with, that you know that you have no interest in, those guys exist, but they don't really exist to you. Those guys have no leverage, which is why they're feeding you with nothing in return.
Absolutely. And okay? I think when it kind of comes down to it is that women want this, right? They want this certain model in their head, right, of the perfect man. But they have to realize they're not that perfect model themselves. And they have such
the guy that they're looking for is being highly sought after by every woman in the world.
You have to have realistic expectations, and I feel like women like this don't. They don't. And like there's other comments here, right? Like, what is it?
Yeah. Click to see more on this because this is a really important question. Okay, this is really important because she's onto something. But it's sad that the outcome will still be the same anyway, and here's why. Okay. This lady says, here's what you're doing wrong. You're sitting in the house swiping left or right on your phone instead of going to a restaurant and sitting at a bar during happy hour. Women, get out of the house and go sit down by yourself and not with your homegirls. Do you solo and smile while doing it? She's 100% correct, but she didn't. There's one thing that she was missing.
What's that?
How often can you go to a restaurant or a bar during happy hour, sit there by yourself when you already pushed out some other man's kid and he's out there in the world and needs to be taken care of by
That's
his
true.
mother.
That's true.
And this is why, obviously this woman did one right thing. She married before she carried, right? So we got to give her that credit, right? But then she broke up her home, which negates that. Okay. There's really just no way to make single motherhood an asset to a man.
No.
Because you can't even get into the bar with this man. You can't even get into the bar with this man because you got to take care of your kid. You can't go spending your time in the evening going and trying to hunt to be hunted by a man when you got to go take care of a kid and make sure his homework done, and then he gets home from karate safe. Okay,
so I have to say, some of this comments, like, my guy friend said it's the energy men with ill intentions can sense it. Are we dogs? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't...
You know what it is? That all men can sense your energy. Your energy is masculine. That's the energy that we sense from you, ma'am.
I mean, like, listen, like, I might want you on my basketball team.
Scroll up. This comes from a man. No, not altogether at least. Ask yourself why you are attracted to men who behave this way. And try to keep spotting the red flags. You did a pretty good job spotting the red flags here before things got out of hand. Just don't put up with any bullshit and keep looking for the man you want. That's more bullshit. But the first thing you said is correct.
Oh my God. I can't. Simp!
Again, your friend zone is filled with decent men who are single with no children.
Simp. I can't. All right, man. I'm just gonna say it, man. As someone that is getting married and has been never had really any fights with my girl. I've been in a really healthy relationship. You've been in a healthy relationship. I mean, I look at some of these replies and they're so misguided.
I can't even pronounce this woman's first name. Read this next comment from this woman with the unpronounceable name.
Anita Williams. It's sad that this is a lot of black women I know. My solution is to stop dating and focus on me. Do what I want to and not even worry about dating. I'm going to wait until the pool gets clear of the waste to try again. Until then, I'm just going to enjoy being single. Listen, the reason why there's waste is because either you keep getting attracted to human feces or maybe just putting it out there. Maybe you think too highly of yourself. I mean, like, you're not going to get a Ryan Reynolds or I don't know. I used to say Will Smith, but that's down the road now. But you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get someone that's a high quality man when you have deterrents. Like, what man is checking out there for a single mom?
All of these black guys that are at the top, they're all marrying white women now. So let me break down this comment here for you, okay? It's sad that this is a lot of the black women I know. Yeah. Masculine, breaking up their homes, coming to other men with other men's children, and throwing how much money they make in your face. Yes, there's a lot of the black women you know. That's why they're by themselves. That's why you're by yourself, Miss Williams. It's just the way it is. My solution is to stop dating and focus on me. This is why you can't get a man, because everything is about you. You don't think about anybody except for your goddamn self. Yep. So he's supposed to be thinking about you while you think about you. And you're just going to wait until the dating pool gets clear of the waste. Ma'am, I'm sorry, you're part of the waste. You are actually clearing some of the waste in the dating game. And when I say that, I don't mean that she's a waste of a human being. Is that her SMV is in the fucking toilet. Yep. She might be a productive citizen who pays her rent, pays her bills, pays her taxes. Probably makes some sort of positive impact to the world in some way, right? But as far as her value to a man, ma'am, you are part of the waste that is clearing out. You might actually help another black woman get married, because if you're not out there in the dating market with your masculine negative attitude, then that man is not running into you, and instead he's running into hopefully a better option. But if you're going to wait until the waste is and try again, ma'am, you better buy I'm talking about like Costco size deliveries of dog and cat food. I don't know which one. Are you a dog woman? You're a cat woman? Because that is your future, man. That's your future. I'm just enjoying being single. Well, you better keep that same energy for the next 50 to 60 years, or as inflation continues to, explode like a runaway train.
I agree. I mean, like, I just think kind of comes down to it is quite.
We got
frankly,
another simp here.
We
got another simp here.
In our chat?
Nah, the next comment.
Oh shit.
Of course, he starts with the
Dennis.
honey.
Honey, you don't need to change anything from what you were doing. Most guys single or taken, just looking to smash, not looking for the long haul.
They're not looking for the long haul from you.
Oh my god. I can't deal with the fucking stupidity. Oh my god. Dude, it is viscerally making me angry because I'm like, how, like, what? Like, no, like, you don't have to change you. Most guys are saying, fuck you. Like, honestly, most guys, listen, are there dudes out there that just want to smash?
They're not looking to smash, but they'll take it if they can't get what they're looking for in a wife. Ma'am, I'm sure you've got thick thighs that save lives because you're overweight. Your butt is big because you're overweight. And you're probably rocking at least a C cup because you're overweight.
Oh my God.
So the thing is that you'll help him bust a nut, but you can't help him build his vision.
Listen,
you don't possess the qualities of a woman that he would want to deal with for more than 30 minutes. That's why.
It's just like, okay, can I just say, Ben, we need to have this conversation. Come closer. If you go on to a comment section and essentially are throwing your ass out, begging to get pegged by some feminist, you need to reevaluate your life.
Can you click on this comment by the chick that looks like Goro?
Yo, you can't say that. That's fucked up. It's so true. Holy shit, she does.
Click on that Seymour. Click on it. You're not doing anything wrong. I'm single. 40. You're 40. And it's awful out here. Do you know why it's awful out here? Oof. Because you're 40 and you have 4 arms.
Yo. Please consider deleting them and making yourself go out.
Can you join an organization? How about a fucking gym?
Yeah. Or commit to maybe a few times a month for school. I mean,
you could turn a gym into a school if you hire a personal trainer with part of your 6-figure salary that you like to brag about.
Okay, so I have to. There's another one I have to say.
Whoa. Seymour on Rahman Wilder. Please. I want to see which way he goes with this comic.
If love and happiness were that easy to find, we'd all have. Oh shit, Seymour. You can choose who you choose. What the fuck? Oh my god, this makes me want to kill myself with this grammar. Unless you go after the men you would like to know, even then you aren't guaranteed to find the man for you. After some trial and error, keep living.
Okay, I got him. I got what he's saying. Okay, so he's saying if love and happiness were that easy to find, we'd all have it. And what he's saying is, men are not out here just trying to smash. If we could find a wait before you go. Mm-hmm. If men in general could find the type of women that suit them, men are very quick to try to lock a woman down. Really, and let's be real, for a lot of men, not necessarily myself, and you can let me know if this applies to you. A lot of guys want in-house sex on demand with somebody that they can deal with for more than 2 hours at a time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you want things fucking. like, you know, personality wise, where it meshes and it's not fucking so goddamn like toxic. You know what I mean? And I mean, I don't think that I don't think that's really complicated. Like, if I enjoy your company and you're not grating my nerves and we can have really good sex, yes. I mean,
and you know, it's funny that you say that, right? You say grating my nerves. If a guy is out there just trying to smash a bunch of chicks, does he not raise the chances that he is going to come across somebody who's going to grate his nerves, as you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the thing is, if men could find one woman that wasn't masculine and talking about how her 6-figure salary makes her more valuable to a man all day long, I think that he would jump out of the dating game and get off the apps, because for most men, the rejection rates are higher than 95%. Even the most attractive men get rejected at a 9 out of 10 clip. And that's the most attractive men.
The funny part is, honestly, is that with these women, they always say it's men, but
it's never them.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, like from dating and from having a lot of friends of mine, and they'll even come out and tell me stories they won't actually admit to the public. It's like, yeah, some of y'all motherfuckers are toxic. It's way more toxic than men. Okay, so here's one from Terry, right?
Oh, before we go there, right? Because I want to finish off his comment, right? He's telling her that she needs to start being more proactive in approaching the men that she wants.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I hate to say it, but I mean, you've been masculine this whole time, right, ma'am? I mean, if we're going to be like honest about this, I mean, you want to be all masculine about how much money you make. How about you be masculine and step up and take on the stress of worrying about whether you're going to be rejected or not? Because the thing is, remember, the men that you're looking for, you know, the man that you're looking for, you know, you're not going to find them. Hold on, we got Captain Paul on the phone.
Literally, lightning storm. I just lost my power.
Wow.
Yo, that's great. Yo, it's sunny out, but like I heard thunder and lightning. I just lost my power. What the fuck?
Wow, that is absolutely insane. I'm sorry, that's actually kind of funny.
Yo, that's true.
It's kind of funny. But what, you know, but what I
Bro, dude, the women, they're striking me down.
Oh man, like, you know, the feminists say they heard you, man. They heard you.
No, dude, I'm getting canceled right now as we speak. Holy shit.
Hell yeah. Xenon321 says we can do a phone podcast.
I mean, we could. I just holy, that's annoying. Yeah, so I got my power just came back on. I gotta wait for my internet. Hopefully it's not down, but yeah, that was wild, huh? So long. Okay. What? Okay, let me check my fuse box. But yeah, that's, you know, like I think, can they even hear me on the stream or no?
I'm pretty sure that they can.
Okay, so like when it kind of comes down to it is, you know, having a healthy relationship, it's give and take, right? And I don't want to make this show just purely on bashing women. I think we can use examples from me and you of how to have like a healthy and, you know, honestly loving relationship. It's a lot of it is being able to be communicative with one another and also understanding roles. And some women get upset when you say that, right? With the whole having roles and stuff of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it does make a relationship far more better, like, you know, or, you know, just far better. Because, you know, like when my girl Laura comes home, what does she do? She cooks. You know what I mean? And like, that's some small shit, right? That's nothing crazy. But there's things she does for me and to make my life a lot better and enrich my life. And there's things I do for her, right? Like provide and make her money, her life very easy monetary wise. That, you know, it's like a give and take relationship.
Wait. So what you're saying is, let me see if I got this right. Okay. So you're saying is that Laura does not do government employment for you? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
You know?
Wow, that's a novel concept, because I'm not sure what government employment is supposed to do for a man to help him see his vision through. But that's the first thing that the original poster mentioned. That was the first thing she mentioned. So that must be the most important thing.
Absolutely, and that's kind of one of the things that you got to have in a relationship here. As I join back.
As I join back from my lightning storm, like when it kind of comes down to it, having a relationship, the show goes on, son.
There's one thing you said. There's one thing that you said. I want to touch on that because I don't really care about people saying that we're fair and balanced on this particular episode. Because I do believe that because women are the ones that are the gatekeepers of the sexual marketplace, the responsibility does fall on the women on why men and women are single. Because it's the men that have to approach the women, and they have to be the ones to deal with rejection. And when men are rejected at a 98% rate on average, and the most attractive men are being rejected at like 90 to 92%, right? It's on you. You're the ones making the decisions. And a lot of you can say whatever you want about how this guy lied and how that guy is deceiving. No, not all men do this. Most men don't. But the thing is, you choose to ignore the majority of men out there, the majority of men that are well-to-do, decent guys, but they're 5'9".
Yep.
And they have a 5-inch below the waist. And, they got a flat stomach, but you can't see any ripples in it like mine. Yes, I threw that shameless plug in there. Yeah, I got 6-pack and 6 and all of that.
And if you are looking for a personal trainer, make sure to reach out to help you get in fit and to see your abs. And you don't have a broken hip, make sure to reach out to Dr. Evil Genius.
Yeah.
Services will be down below, just nothing of the sexual manner. But I think
you ain't getting my down below services.
So when
but you can hit us up, at this email address, or you can hit me up at this email address right here. But they ain't getting those services. No, sir.
No, and I think I kind of want to end it on a somewhat positive note, right? So and kind of a learning experience for my own.
Before we do that, then let's finish this. Let's finish this part about when women talk about the responsibilities of men. The thing is, most men are responsible, and just like a woman who is at the peak SMV and she gets away with murder, men at the peak of their SMV are also going to get away with murder. And that's just the way it is. The people at the top, the people that you want, don't have to commit to you. And when they go to commit to a woman, they are going to set the terms. And guess what? Monogamy is probably not going to be a part of that because they get to set the terms. They are at the top. And this is not like unlike all of human history. It used to be from there was a stat that I heard from historians that say that 8,000 years ago, for every 17 women that procreated, only one man procreated. So there was a 17-to-1 ratio where guys were just like doop 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 doop, and the women were just like, hey, we're gonna go. And we're talking about 17-to-1. It wasn't like there were 17 girls born to every one man. Usually there's somewhere between 101 and 106 girls for every 100 boys. It's usually somewhat close to even, right? Now, it does drop the ratio a little bit because men do the more dangerous stuff, and they're the ones that are sent out to war.
Right.
So that drops the adult male population and kind of messes with the balance, right? But if you just look at it, women, I heard Kevin say this a couple years ago. If every black man got married to a black woman, there would still be more than 2 million unmarried black women. So the chances are is that even if every one of you was fit, feminine, and friendly, that's an idiom also from Kevin. If all of you were fit, feminine, and friendly, 2 million of you would still be single for life. If you were just hunting for black men. If every single black man married a black woman, that means that Jamie Foxx and Chris Rock stopped with their white women, went to go get a black woman, at least 2 million of you would still go without a man.
Yeah.
Right? So the thing is that since not only are you outnumbered by men, you only want to go for the men that have the most leverage in the dating market. What do you think that's going to happen? I know some of you ladies are getting outbid for apartments and homes. Why do you think that's happening? Oh, well, I secured a mortgage where they're coming with cash in hand. You don't have the leverage. So you can't force them to sell you the house. And it's the same thing in the dating market, ladies. It is on you. And the thing is, one of the things that really grinds my gears, you want to complain about, oh, why don't these men do better? The men that don't have to. What about the men that are doing better and you don't want them? You got 6 to 15 guys that you curved and that, you used to build up your ego. And then you get piped down by a guy that you build up his ego, and then you think, oh, well, this one guy bent me over, and he's got money, so that means that's the man I deserve. The thing is, women win in the dating market from 18 to 28. They're the winners. If a woman does what she is supposed to do and get out of the dating market as quickly as possible, women are not out here losing because men want to do the job for you. But when you have nothing to offer these men, they're going to exit the dating market for the long-term engagement. That's just what it is.
And to wrap up your thoughts and what a value Evil's talking about, it isn't money. Like, I'll repeat it again. Salary, monetary gain has nothing for men usually.
Especially since you're not spending that money on us anyway.
Exactly, like you're spending it on stupid shit. But I
mean, Mrs. Evil is the exception, right?
Yeah,
but I'm talking about most women.
So I kind of want to wrap this up on this and kind of like I said, a brighter note is you've had a good long term relationship with 2 women there, Evil. I've had one for relatively shorter spell than you, but long time with 3 years.
You don't want to tell them about that one chick you went on a date with and why she rejected you? You don't want to tell them?
Yeah. Wait. Are we talking about the one story? Oh, all right. Let's have a little comedy, all right? So we want to talk about crazy. We'll talk about crazy. So
because we talk about the women that say they want a guy that made 6 figures, Captain Paul.
We'll go into it.
6-figure guy, right? You're a 6-figure guy, right?
Yep.
Okay. So let's set the stage. Let's set the stage for this, right? Okay, Paul, let's go. All
right. So, talking to this girl for a bit. I was on the boat. We had a good back and forth. Yada, yada, yada. And, everything went great between correspondence online. Cool. Met in person. It was good. Went on one date before this date, and it went really well. Second date, she invites me over to her place that she's house sitting, right? So she wants to cook me dinner and all this stuff, and okay, something nothing bad. And I'll name the girl, I don't know, Sarah, just for anonymity's sakes. So Sarah, quote unquote, Sarah invites me over, do our thing, usual flirt and stuff, whatever. And I get to her place. We have dinner. It goes well, and like after you eat for like about an hour after, what do you usually have to do? I mean, you have movements you have to make, right? You have to use the restroom. So I go into the bathroom to make a deposit, and no lie, I was in there for a couple minutes. She's knocking, like, what are you doing in there? Is everything okay? I'm like, I'm going to the bathroom. And she's like, oh, are you pooping? And I said, yes, I'm taking a shit. Like, bro, it's just a weird stuff. And she's like, oh, she's like, oh. And I was like, whatever. So like, I go in, wash my hands, all that shit, come out. We have a good time the rest of the night. Like nothing pops up, right? Nothing absolutely pops up of the reference. Like she might have made one reference I probably don't remember. And like the night goes well. Like the next day, we have a big fight. Like, I can't believe you went to the bathroom. I can't believe you pooped in the toilet. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So I said, it's just so disrespectful.
Does
You
it
couldn't
belong in
hold
the
it.
sink?
Yeah, like, so you couldn't hold it until you went home. I said, home? I stayed the night. Like, what am I not? What am I supposed to shit in the woods? Like, I was so confused. I was so confused. And yeah, she made a big fucking scenario. And the funniest thing is, like, I'm the type of dude at that point, because I got to that level. I literally told her, you know what? I'm not dealing with this shit. I just want my shit back. We'll call it a day. And she's like, oh, wait. No, we can make it work. We can make it work. I'm like, listen, listen, if I can't take a shit in peace, this relationship ain't gonna work out. So, like, it was one of the most bizarre second dates I've ever had on it. Like, someone knocking on the door, wondering what I'm doing. I'm like, the
entitlement, man, bothers me because there's a perfectly good working toilet in the bathroom. Okay,
so stupid.
And for those that know anything about colonic health, bowel health,
yeah.
Do you know how bad it is for your health to be holding in your poops?
Like, my crazy thing is, like, why would that bother, like, anyone? Like, it's not like I'm shitting on the floor, throwing it against the fucking ceiling like an asshole.
And it really brings me back to this phrase that I heard. I forgot where I heard this phrase, but that story brings me back to this principle. And again, this is why when you're talking about how men and women are single, this is why the responsibility is mainly on the women. The way that we make choices in dating are the exact opposite. Men are looking for reasons to accept a woman, and women are looking for reasons to exclude a man. And when a woman says, you know what, I can't be with you because you took a poop in the toilet, this is peak. I was going to say the R word and they get kicked off the platform. This is peak ridiculousness. We're going to go with that R word. And you know what also bugs me about that story, Paul? When she lost her leverage, when you were ready to just step off, how did she respond? Oh, wait, not so fast. I don't like that kind of shit, man. The manipulation tactics. A lot of these women, like I was in a situation where I rejected this woman, and she tries hitting me up. First you eat for the power, who poop last, which means that she actually won. You lost because you pooped first. Anyway, I just look at the fact that, like, women, they look for every reason to exclude a man, and they always have to try to keep this leverage of, well, I'm the one that gets to do the rejection. So I rejected this woman. I kind of got some vibes that made me uncomfortable, and I was just like, hey, let's just be friends. And the thing is, we were supposed to be friends, but friends that, do the damn thing. Right? And then, she goes on like this tirade, and then I block her, and then she hits me up months later. I actually get she didn't hit me up. I got a suggestion from Discord. So I hit her up and I say, hey, I'm sorry about the way that I left things, because I didn't think that I was in the right for how I left her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, whatever kind of friendship would I have, I'm down for it. I'm cool with just being friends, And then she hits me up the day after I made the apology, and she's like, yeah, I don't think that, we can be like this, that, or the third. And it's just like, the only reason why you wanted to have this conversation so that you could be in the position to do the rejecting. But the thing is, you were already disqualified because of your unstable
behavior,
emotional approach, right?
Yeah.
I was offering an olive branch to like have some sort of friendship, and she thought that I was going to try to want to smash again. And it's like, no. But the thing is, like, these women think that they have this God-given responsibility to the world to make sure they do all this rejecting.
Well, the crazy thing is,
and they get mad when it happens to them.
The crazy thing is, and I'll just say this from personal experience with a lot of the girls I've just kind of ended relationships with, they're the ones that always constantly hit me up. I mean, to this day, like that girl where the toilet situation. She's hit me up multiple times throughout the years.
Do you hear the toilet in the background? Like, I'll let you take a shit in my toilet.
All right, so this was about a year. This was savage, but Facebook has a recording thing, right? Like where you can record voices even back in the day. So like what I did, like I think this was a few years ago because she just wouldn't leave me the fuck alone. This was before Laura, so it was like about 4 or 5 years ago. I recorded like me, oh yeah, you know what, I just can't really do that. I just flushed in the background and I was like just an absolute savage. And I was like, yo, like kind of being a douchebag. Cause it's like, yo, I'm not dealing with that stuff. But it's like I've had constant women when you break up with them, right? They hit me up still to this day. Like I have one that's married that has made about, I want to say several fake accounts and has hit me up off the rip.
In the toilet.
Yo, listen. I think blind bat's anti-white. That's just my rhetoric. But when it comes to that rejection thing, you say is absolutely correct.
Was the toilet white that you took a poop in?
No, the toilet was like a cream color. It wasn't like completely white, and it was
you.
Yeah. It was a little darker than me, but yeah. But I think
it was a little darker because of the deposit you made.
Yeah, exactly. So, I just think when it kind of comes down to rejection, women handle it very poorly. And, like, women want to complain about stalkerish men. I have had more women stalk my profiles, make alt accounts and stuff like that. And I'm not saying I'm fucking Leonardo DiCaprio or some shit, but I've had some women, like, constantly harass me and just not say no. Like, just not take no for an answer.
Yep.
Because they can't handle rejection. And it's like it's wild because like I've gotten shot down a couple times after a date, and I'm just like whatever, just keep pushing, just move on.
I've only seen one woman in my entire life handle rejection well, just one.
Really, who?
Yeah.
I'm
not going to say any names. But I remember one woman.
I forgot we were recording.
I know one woman. I know just one woman in my entire life that has handled rejection well. Just one.
I've had zero. I've had zero. Every single one that I've rejected, it's been pretty toxic, and to the point where one actually called my old job I didn't work at anymore, trying to say I was the father of her child, even though.
Did you smash?
No, that was the wild thing, and bro, the baby came out black. And I was like, bro, like, I didn't even, like, it was, I think it was, like, a 2-date preposition. It wasn't even, like, a long-term relationship. And she was trying to say I was, like, the father of her child. And I'm like, the baby came out black. Like, we're both white. I mean, unless I come out as trans black, I don't think that makes any sense. I don't know. It was just...
I'm going to drive the point home so that people have a really good understanding of what we're saying here. Okay? I was a blue pill beta bitch simp nigga for a woman for 20 years. And the very second that I made the decision that I was no longer going to take a call or return a text message, blew up my phone.
That's great.
This is me here. I was simping over this chick since a day before the Twin Towers fell.
So you're the reason why 9/11 happened. Jesus. So.
And the minute that I say, you know what? She doesn't value me the way I value her, and I need to just chop this off. Like Anirudh?
Oh, yo. Yo.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. As soon as I go to cut that off, and let me tell you, it hurt. I mean, you try being in love with a woman for 20 years and then going cold turkey.
Yeah.
And this is a person that would get a call from maybe 3 times a year, only in crisis, right? Blowing up my phone multiple times a day over an 8-week span. Not multiple times every day in that span, but over an 8-week span, blowing my phone up, calls and texts, because I decided to start valuing myself. And guys, I know you hear a lot about this beta this and sigma that and all that, you know, alpha. The only thing you really need to do, guys, is to start valuing yourself.
Yeah.
Putting yourself first, understanding what you bring to the table, and knowing that what you bring to the table is good enough for a reasonable woman. And what will happen is all the other reasonable women, all the unreasonable women will disappear. And if you're one of these guys who is not acting like these women out here, because a lot of guys are guilty of the same shit that the women do. There's a perfectly nice woman, but she doesn't look like, you know, Scarlett Johansson. And, you know, they, you know, and you're ignoring this chick because she's got a butter face. Yeah. You know, if she's decent with a good body, you know, find a way with her. You know, like you can't, you know, some guys have 1 or 2 girls in the friend zone too. Yeah. You know? So, you know, you need to look at them seriously or leave them the fuck alone. Because another reason that keeps, and this is where the men get the blame here, because you were talking about, oh, well, what about the men? Men, you got to stop. If you're on dating apps, you got to stop swiping right on every woman. If you're not absolutely excited to look at her, do not swipe right. If you don't want an overweight woman, do not swipe right. If you don't want women that paint on, you know, a whole face on their face, do not swipe right. If you don't want to see a woman that in every photo they're doctored with bottles of liquor in every photo, or you know waving the feminist flag, do not swipe right. If a woman has a bunch of traits that you see as red flags, do not say, "Hey, I think I'm going to try to smash." No, leave her alone. Because part of the problem that's keeping you men single is that you are validating these women with right swipes. And a lot of the times when these women go on these dating apps, and this is where I give the other woman credit, she was actually looking to find a man on the dating app. 7 out of 10 women have no intention of meeting any of you. They just want your attention to validate that they're still attractive. And once they get that validation from you, they are gone to the next. You're never going to meet her. You're never going to get her number. It's over. So every time you swipe right, even if you're one of these guys that just blindly swipe right and then see what comes back, you're validating people who do not deserve validation. And it's making it harder for them to do, like Captain Paul suggests, by finding out what their true level is in the dating market and then hanging out in that area.
Yeah. I mean, and I think when it kind of comes down to it is men and women just need to start being, I would think, having a little bit more self-respect, a little bit more open with one another, and just honestly a lot more internal, like, reflection. Because that's what helped me, man. Like, that's what helped me and, like, Laura meet and, you know, going to be getting married, because I've never been happier, is because I finally found someone where I'm like, okay, so like, why am I dating these certain people, right? I'm like, what, like, why don't these work out? And I realized there were certain red flags. I'm like, maybe I just wasn't seeing, or maybe I was blind to, or maybe I never truly had a good, healthy relationship before. Because I'll be honest with you, bro, like,
it's hard to have health when they don't let you poop.
That true, but like the first year of the relationship, it was so weird because I was like, "Is this weird? We're not fighting. Like, should we be fighting?" Because it was just like it was weird.
Really sad. It's sad that you say that, because in my community, in the black community, and I've been told this since I was in high school, that if you're not constantly fussing and fighting, then it's not real.
Yeah, and that was something
crazy when you think about that.
That's something I had to kind of really come around with because it was so weird. It was like, damn, she loves me, I love her. Like, we love seeing each other, we love spending time, we do stuff for each other. That too. And like
slow clap for Captain Paul.
So like,
this is not the Low T show. Okay?
So my thing is that we just we really, it's been a really good experience. And what it's taught me, man, it's like communication on both ends has to be there, and also realistic expectations. You know what I mean? Like, I think some people are so delusional when they go into the dating atmosphere. I'm like, don't spend so much time on people that aren't going to bother with you, right? Like, people go on these apps and they'll like you said, that is a problem. Or if you don't have intention to actually talk to the person or get to know them, why like it? Like, why waste their time, right? I think the philosophy I had when I was going into this dating, I was like, all right, like, if I don't hear a response in a day, see ya. See ya.
Keep it moving.
I'm just going to keep moving because it's a waste of my time. And
right.
I think if more people are more efficient in that way, I'm not saying you find a partner for sure, like within a week or two, maybe it takes a few months, but I feel like you're far more likely to actually get a partner, a relationship out of something if you get people that are, actually interested in getting to know you.
Right.
And, and I think compromise in a relationship is also key. Like the case we talked about with a woman, single mother and federal employee. I'm like, well, I'm not saying her quit her job or something like that, but if you want a relationship to work, you need to make time for that relationship. I mean, that's just, you can't be like, well, I have work, I have this. I'm like, well, if you're not going to take time in your off time to meet the person, what are you expecting them to do? Just move in with you and be your bitch? Like, I don't, you know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense.
Maybe she should go back and find the man that she made her son with and date that guy, because that's going to be her best bet.
Yeah. Let's be honest. So
I also have a couple of things I want to tell the guys when it comes to the dating apps, because we're going to do more episodes. I'm going to take you through some dating apps. We've already done an episode like this very early on in our tenure. Where I basically go over a bunch of dating apps and kind of decipher the code as far as the indirect communication that women love to use and what it means on dating apps when you read them on profile, so you know who to swipe right on and who to swipe left on. We have that episode like way back in the beginning of our project here on TSP, but we're gonna go through more of those because it's kind of fun to go through the profiles. But I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a finger wag, a little stern talking to. I'm a guy that I'm not single. I will probably never be single again. But I am on the dating apps because I'm looking for something that's in the middle between serious and casual. There's like a fine line between serious and casual, and that's basically like where I want to keep it, because what I have here at home is really good. And I'm not looking to, but here's the thing, guys. If you're one of these guys that have given up on having children and getting married, when you're on the dating app, don't waste these women's time. If you see a woman says that she's looking for a relationship or marriage, don't swipe right on her. Don't waste her goddamn time. Just don't, right? Because the only thing you're doing is putting out more negative energy for women to throw right back at you, right? If you're a guy that you only want something casual with a woman, set your dating app settings to women that are only looking for something that's casual. If a woman is making it clear, I want to get married, don't mess her up for the next man by telling her all the things she wants to hear so that you can get them cheeks and then still not marry her, knowing that you have no intention to marry her. Like, you don't want to be treated this way. We talked about all of the messed up ways that women treat guys, right? Mm-hmm. You don't want to then put that same kind of negative energy out into the world.
No. Don't
waste a woman's time if she's looking for something serious because you think that you might be able to finagle your way in between them cheeks. There are other cheeks out there. We're men. We are outnumbered by women in the world. You can get a passport. You have the passport bros that go to different countries, and the women that are willing to smash, have at it. Okay? But when a woman is saying, I'm looking for a husband, I want to have children, I want to get married, if you know that you're not ready for that, or that's not the kind of woman that you want to provide that kind of future for, leave her the fuck alone.
Yep, I agree. It's a waste. It's a waste of everyone's time involved.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're putting a lot of negative energy out into the universe that you, as a man, don't need.
Yep.
Because these women, as you can see, they go on the internet and they talk.
And they're bitter. And they get better. And they get really bitter.
Yeah, like I've been on dates in the last few years with raging feminists. And one of them was like obese, like morbidly obese, right? But she seemed nice. And I didn't value myself as much. So you add those two things together. And I was like, I'm going to give her a chance. Right? And it was... Maybe I should just tell the story. I go out with her, and I go to pick her up. This is when I had the gray X5. My first car was a gray X5. I pick her up in a nice late model SUV at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. She's like, "Can I have your driver's license? I want to send your driver's license to all my friends in case." So I'm like, I'm gonna let that slide, but I don't like this because you're basically saying, in case you delete me, I'm going to tell you out front. I think you have the capacity, to commit a violent felony that will get you 25 to life. I'm going to tell you that right now, and let's go on a date and see if you want to deal with me while I'm already pre-accusing you of these things. I let it slide, right?
That's pretty racist if you think about it. Was she white or was she black?
She was black.
I mean, I'm just saying, that's all, like, whatever. You got it.
So, we go to some place. You know how much I hate drugs.
Yeah.
She wants to go to a weed cafe. Okay. I'll go have a seat. And this is before it was legalized, so nobody was actually like smoking there, but they infused, it was like marijuana infused tea and coffee and all this stuff. I'm not ordering nothing from there, right? I'm not ordering shit from there, right? We're having these conversations. They're not, I mean, part of the conversation was pleasant, but some of it wasn't. And so a couple of weeks goes by, and we're having a discussion about a fair relationship where she claimed that a guy was playing games. So Dr. Evil always has to kind of pull on that thread and see what unravels. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was driving when we had this conversation in Brooklyn. And she said that she was in a casual situation with a guy, but she wanted more. But she already broke the rules. She caught feelings in a casual situation. She broke the rules. But if you're a guy dealing with a woman for, longer than a certain amount of time, it's your fault. It's actually, I heard Greg Adams, shout out to Coach Greg Adams. I don't like him all that much, but he says a lot of things that make sense. He said, if you're dealing with a woman in a casual situation for more than 6 weeks and she starts acting crazy, it's your fault. Because if you're only going to do the casual thing, you only got about a month before she starts asking for more than you're willing to give her. Mm-hmm. Because even if a woman says that she's going to be casual, sooner or later, she doesn't want that to be casual. Unless, she throwing hot dogs down the hallway. Anyway, so she says that he said he was going to give it a try. He was going to give a committed relationship a try, but he would never actually go out with her. They will always spend their time either at his house or her house. So I asked her, I said, do you think that he is the type of person that actually did want to be in a relationship with you, but he was worried about how other people would perceive him, like his friends, because of the weight issue? Because if we're going to be real, Paul, Captain, if there's a woman that you're proud to be seen with, are you going to make sure that you're never seen in public with her?
No, I want people to see me with her.
So if the guy says that I'm going to try to have this relationship with you, that tells you that there's something about you that he likes. I mean, even I gave her a chance and she wasn't my type. So it's not like she didn't have any redeeming qualities, right? Mm-hmm. But every time y'all meet, it's at his house or your house, never out in public. And you didn't like that. So there's a fucking elephant in the room. Unfortunately, it's you. Sorry. But the elephant in the room is you. You're overweight. You're morbidly obese.
Oh my God. I don't believe.
So I asked her, do you think that could have played a role? She ghosted me for 2 days. And then when I pressed the issue, oh, you fat shamed me. Ugh. So you know what I did? Because that's not even the punchline. You know what I did? I said, you know what? You're right. You don't want to deal with me anymore. I was disgraceful. I treated you. I'm so sorry. I hope that you're great. You're gonna find a great guy. I mean, I was laying it on thick. Okay. Mm-hmm. Why? Because I did not want her to take the interactions between me and her and then use that to fuel her feminism machine. You are not going to turn me into a hashtag. I'm not going to allow it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's also kill with kindness.
Right. So the thing is that, guys, you have to avoid putting bad energy out into the dating market, even if you mess up, even if you don't mess up. Mm-hmm. If you need to get out of a situation with a woman, get out of it clean. Right? Puff up her ego, tell her she's the best, she's going to find a great guy, leave her with her chin and her nose in the same direction, high, and then get the fuck out of there. And I don't advocate lying, but in this environment, to avoid putting out more bad energy into the universe and to avoid becoming a hashtag where they get to set the narrative about who you are to the rest of society with the click of their thumbs on Narcigram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, and now you have TikTok and all these other things, right? They can just get up on the camera, say something about you, and because it's a woman saying it about a man, it's now true, right? So the thing is, guys, you have to work in accordance with your goals. And if you want to have more success in the dating market, stop fucking with women that you are not compatible with. Stop swiping right on women that you're not attracted to. Stop fucking with women who've made it clear that they want to attempt to be a wife, because most of these women don't know how to be wives. Let's just put it, even the nicest girls, a lot of them need remedial classes on how to be a wife. Stop messing with the ones that are going for long term if you don't. And Xenon, you make a good point. I didn't tell her that her weight was the issue. I asked her if she thought it played a part in the issue why he was treating her that way. It was a viewpoint question. And she took offense to me asking her a question because, again, that is the elephant in the room, is it not? She didn't have an ugly face, let me tell you. Even with her being drastically overweight the way she was, she had a very pretty face. You don't really normally see it that much, right? That way, right? But she had some stuff going for her. But you just want to pretend like men don't care about weight? So, again, guys, a lot of these women are not going to make rational choices. They don't make good dating choices. I mean, I could tell you stories about a lot of bad dating choices I've seen women make. Even the women that got with me, let me tell you, I was not a good dating choice when they met me.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I wasn't
very productive when they met me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Asshole stage. I get it.
No, I mean, I wasn't necessarily an asshole. I just wasn't productive.
Yeah.
I wasn't building anything.
Well, I kind of consider that in the asshole stage. Either you're kind of a douchebag or you're just not ready there. So
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I took on the challenge to stick with them as they stuck by me and improve myself, right? But there aren't that there aren't that many women out there that are going to that are not going to wait by the finish line and see who wins. You know, certain women are out there. They're going to work with you from the beginning, and you're going to make a lot of strides in part because of her presence. But you can't bank on that. That's not how the dating game works for the vast majority of people. So, so guys, there's a lot of things that you guys need to do if you want to find more long-term partners. You got to stop hunting for the short-term cheek clapping. Mm-hmm. The chicks that are doing the twirling, twerking, whatever they call it. You can't be going after these. You can't be on OnlyFans giving women money every month that they didn't work for or earn because they took a picture of their feet. The fuck is wrong with you? There's a lot of discipline that we men need to have if we're going to turn this dating market around. And again, let's stop bigging up the single motherhood thing that is not preferable. Let's stop telling these women they've done nothing wrong when they've done pretty much everything wrong. Let's just stop doing that. What else you got to say about it?
I mean, honestly, I felt like we've kind of fleshed out the topic pretty well. I just think, hey, self-respect's a big thing, I think, with all these issues. And men, you need to have self-respect, same with women, and also have more realistic expectations. So, I think I've said all I had to say. What about you?
I did want to touch on the Serena Williams retirement thing, but we'll probably do that in a future video.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that, guys. We got a lot more content coming, especially on the interpersonal relationship game as it currently stands today. We got a lot of stuff coming. I'll be doing a lot of reactions. I mentioned Kendra G. Shout out to Kendra G. Kendra G said that the men that respond to her content all have small penises and can't get any vagina. So Miss Kendra G, I am going to start reacting to your content right here on TSP, and I'm going to do it to see, as an experiment to see if my penis shrinks and my women disappear. I want to see it, because she said that they all have small penises and they all can't get any vagina, and the reason why they're at home responding to her content is because they can't get women, because if they had bigger penises, they'd be out with their women instead of reacting to her content.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be reacting to some of the delusional men and women on Kendra G's dating show. We are going to react to that and see if my penis does in fact shrink.
Well, before we go, I just kind of want to plug a couple new channels that I have going on.
Did you make a banner for them?
I did not, because I don't. I'll have it down below in the description. So
okay.
You want to click that. I have a sports channel, The Locker Room, where me and Eve will also have a baseball show, but currently covering a lot of hockey. We'll be covering football and then the football or soccer of what you
don't
call.
Want me on your hockey show? I mean, I didn't comport myself well in episode 2.
No, you can get him on the hockey show, but I'm saying, like, I kind of want to have 2 designated hosts, and then we can have a third one. Definitely shit for the hockey. But I have The Locker Room going on. I have 8-bit reactions going on, which is actually kind of, going at a very good rate. So links for those will be down below. What's that?
I have an idea.
What's that?
What if, and shout out to Lutch of the Indian Jesus, formerly known as the I Didn't Read Your Book podcast. I've been wanting to make some MMA content, right? What do you think about me and Lutch putting up commentaries about mixed martial arts on The Locker Room?
Yeah, I'd be down with that. I think that'd be kind of a fun project, actually. I mean, yeah, if you guys would be down for doing the fighting scene, like I kind of want to make this a channel where, obviously, I'm going to be a big part of it, and my co-host Fajardo will be a big part of it. You'll be a big part of it. But I think if we can bring other people in there that have more knowledge about different sports and kind of well-rounded, I think that'd actually be a great idea.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I like that idea a lot. I will be back at Citi Field. In fact, as soon as we are done with this broadcast, I will be headed out to watch the Reds field a quadruple A team against the first place New York Mets. And I'll be there again tomorrow afternoon. So.
And I'm going to be going out in Boston, making sure all bike paths are rubberized so Chris Sale doesn't break anything else when he gets healthy. So,
we're supposed to be doing some content whenever, because I still got some tickets remaining for this season. We gotta do that together. We gotta do some content. We gotta get you on Genius Take the Wheel.
Whenever I can get this orthopedic surgeon appointment set up, definitely kind of get my stuff. I just don't want to leave, and right now I'm kind of not feeling too hot. Obviously, today's been a better day, but all right. So let's get out of here, man. You go watch your Mets actually win. I'll go cry in the corner, watch my Red Sox completely destroy themselves.
Your Red Sox.
Red Sox. So
because they looking like sacks right now.
Fucking like sack of shit. But all right, I made shit. Let's get out of here.
All right. Well, any funny things you want to leave off on?
Besides the state of my Boston Red Sox, and that's about it. Really got nothing else to say. Hopefully, I'll say this. At least I'm done with worrying about if I can take a shit in my own toilet anymore. So.
For real.
Yeah, so.
I do want to make an anime recommendation. Shout out to my guy Simplistics. I went to the Mets game with him last night. There's a YouTube channel called Death Battle.
Yeah, I know that. I've watched Death Battle before.
Rooster Teeth's Death Battle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they did a matchup of One Punch Man versus Popeye the Sailor Man.
Popeye wins, hands down.
So when I showed it to my friend and he saw the fight, let's just say he wasn't happy with the result, right?
Mm.
So he came through to my house and we watched a few episodes of the first season of One Punch Man. Mm. For all of you guys that like superhero type stuff or anime type stuff, I highly recommend, if you have not yet watched One Punch Man, definitely give it a watch.
Mm. Definitely.
All right. I'm Dr. Evil.
I'm Captain Paul.
And we're done talking our shit in the comments below. You talk your shit. We out.